Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. Hope you've had a good time with whoever, your family, your friends over Christmas and New Year. So obviously where I am here in the UK, we're in the thick of winter. So we're going to do some winter themed drawing and painting out activities. The first one today is this lovely big mug of hot chocolate with cream and marshmallows and gives that cozy feel. So this is from my Learn to Draw Step-by-Step winter book, but the link is below. You can get it from Amazon. And there are other projects in there for you to do as well. It's also available for free as a downloadable, which you can print onto any papers that you want at home, and it's free. So all you have to do is sign up on my email on my website, heartanddesign.org.uk. The link will be below. Let's just get started, shall we? So we're going to start with just drawing out the cocoa mug from step 1. So I need to just go back. So I've shown you what the end will look like there in the picture above in the corner. We're going to take it step by step using, you'll have the printable to look from as well next to you if you get that. Let me just get this in focus in the right place, also on my other camera. So I'm going to use an HB pencil. You use whatever you have, that's fine. I just recommend HB because it's kind of in the middle in terms of hardness and blackness. Now the first step then, as you can see on the mug, is to come round and draw the top. So as you can see in the position, you'll be wanting to leave space in your composition here for the top of the all the cream and the marshmallow. So make sure you do that as well. So I'm coming down and around, and I'm just going to draw the top in. You will see that I have got faint lines there. It's just because I want to make it as simple as possible for you and for it to look exactly like what's there, because when you do freehand it comes out different, and yours will come out different, and that's fine, but I just want you to have the experience of what should be there. So where you're drawing the top of this mug, you can imagine a line, okay, like that. You're going to draw an arch coming down and coming back up again. It doesn't really matter what width it is, right? So it doesn't have to be the perfect width of what I've done, okay? And just pressing lightly, you're going to do another rim underneath. And that is the top of the mug done. And then you just need to come in and get rid of that little line so that it's not there in a moment. Now we're going to come down and draw the base of the mug. So again, what I would do for this is, it's a bit off camera there, is I draw the bottom of the mug here, a little line, so I know where I'm going to come down to. And then I'm just going to try and do small little marks and come in slightly and come around and hit the bottom where that line is. Okay, and then I know where I'm aiming for on this side. So I'm going to use small strokes, light strokes, so that I can go in and correct easily. I'm not pushing into the teeth of the paper, so I can easily erase if needed. And then I'm going to come round. Okay, so now you have the base of the mug done. The next thing, of course, is the handle. So we're going to start nearly at the top, leave a little space. Hopefully you can see that, and then we're going to come round and just draw like an oval, but instead of coming in, we're just going to come down a little bit. Okay, you can do that in one sweeping line, or again just use the little bits. If you need to rub out and redraw, then it's fine. Leave a space, doesn't exactly have to be the same as mine. Come up and around and in there. Okay, so now we need to move on to the next steps. It'll be step 2 if you have the book, or step 2 if you download the sheet. Step 2 is all of the cream and the marshmallows and the decorations. There's quite a lot in one step, but we're going to take it slowly, and it's actually a lot more simple than it looks. And we're going to come round and just draw in 2 little circles, sort of curves, not circles, curves at the bottom. Then we're going to draw another one again, and each time you're trying to come in slightly higher. Remember, it doesn't have to look exactly the same as mine. And then we're going to do another curve here and another curve here, and then we're pretty much at the top. And at this point there is a little marshmallow sticking out. Right now you can either leave that gap or just come round, and we'll draw over it in a minute. And then we're going to come up to the top of the whipped cream, give it that little shape at the top where you have the whipped cream kind of finishing off, so it's slightly more pointed. All right, and then we're going to come in with the decorations. Now you can either copy exactly what's there, or you can just put anything you want wherever you want. Now I am going to put this one up here. It's the first one I'm going to draw. It's just a little oval, and then we've got a little squiggly line underneath, and that's literally all it is. Now there's one over here, and I can see there's a squiggly line, so I know where it's going to be. And then it's almost like a rectangle, but it's like a curved rectangle. And we've got exactly the same. It's the same shape, it's just repeated. So this is why it's a level 1 in my drawing book, because it's repeating the same steps. Then we'll come over. Now we're going to do like this funny little leaf shape almost, and then come down. And then you've created that 3D dimension of it sitting inside the cream. I was going to call it the milkshake then. It's not milkshake, is it? Right, and we'll do the same here. It's like that funny little curve shape, looks a bit like a little leaf. And then we're going to come and draw the marshmallow in there and come round. Then there's one up here. I am copying it from the actual picture, but as I say, you can just put them in wherever you want them, as long as you're getting the general shape of them from what I'm doing. Give the marshmallows some ends and then make them into like a rectangle shape, but curved. That's all it is. Everything we do is shapes, really, anything in art. Now, to make it come to life, we have to then go in and put some dimensional lines in to show the shape of the cream and where the blobs come in. So it's just going in where the bottom of the blob of cream is and putting some lines in, which creates that form. Now, when you might not be able to see it very well now while I'm doing it in pencil, but when I go in a minute and I go in to do the pen part, you'll be able to see better. Now at this point, I'm just going in and I am copying the lines. I am just doing what is already on my design sheet that I've done for you. So you can do that, but as long as you're putting these patterns of little circles and lines in, you're going to be just fine. So I will go quiet for a bit and we'll just go in and do those repeated lines and shapes. Whilst I am doing the repeated shapes, just a quick reminder, please don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell, and all those other things. Follow me on my socials, all the links will be below, especially sign up to my website so you can get your free sheets. But the link is also below if you'd rather have the book. It's a really good size. You can pop it in your bag, you take it anywhere you go. So if you have a few minutes spare, you can just take it out and you've got something to do. If you're on the train or if your kids are at the park and they're playing, rather than being on your phone, do some drawing. It's good downtime. So I'm just putting some markings on the marshmallows as well, just to show that they are 3D. And that's all those line marks are doing, really. We're just putting the 3D-ness in. Now, I've done as many lines as I'm really too bothered about. I mean, there's a lot more there, but we don't have to go too mad on that. Okay, we've got an idea of, you can see now the cream coming together and looking all lumpy bumpy. Now we have to go in and put the hundreds and thousands decorations in, but they are literally just little rectangles wherever you want to put them. I'm putting them anywhere. I'm not putting them in the same place. Hopefully you can see that. Here we go. Good. Okay. So now we're going to go in and we've finished that step 2, and we're going to go into step 3. So let's click along the image for you. And the next one is finishing off everything basically. So it's just the lines on the cream and the mug title, hot cocoa, and a little bit of decoration. So what I can do, so you can see, is that. So we're going to finish off decorating the mug and finish off the top. So let's do that. Now I do have markings on mine so that it will look exactly the same as the picture, but put them anywhere you want. It's your picture. Okay, but I want it to look exactly right for you whilst you're learning from me. That's one there. So basically these are just curves, giving the idea that, oh, there's something here that's hot. There's heat coming off this, because you do see that, don't you, with hot things. When it's really hot, you can see heat coming off. Also, don't forget just to put in some little lines and squiggles, like so. There we go. Hopefully you can see I'm just doing a little squiggle, and then it's just another squiggle next to it. That's all that action is, a squiggle and another squiggle, and look at the effect it has. It's so clever. It's just simple lines, and most art, everything comes from line work and shapes. Okay, so now we're going to go on. Now this is the trickier bit. So we're going to write the hot cocoa time. So it's quite loopy writing. So you might want to hold your pencil quite close to the end so you've got some control, and I would go slowly. Okay, go really slowly, and if it's not right and it's not how you want it, rub it out. So I've done the top of the hot, and I'm coming in to do the finishing off here. I'm going to loop up here, come round and loop up here. Now what I have forgotten is the top part to come right down. There we go. So basically just follow the sheet. If you've downloaded it and printed it off, follow exactly what's there, and if you haven't, you just follow along with what I'm doing. So we're going to make a C here, okay, and it's going to have a little loop because it's such loopy writing, and we're going to have an O, okay, and then we're going to loop up, and then there's the C. I mean, you can actually do any writing on this. It's your writing, and you don't actually have to put hot cocoa time. You could put whatever you want to put on it. So bear that in mind as well. So we're going to come up, and it's really nice if you take my ideas and then just run with it yourself and write whatever you want, however you want. Yeah, that's what I really want you guys to do. I am a working artist in the UK. You'll be able to see from my websites, if the link's in the bio, the link's below and in the bio, depending on where you're watching this. It might be on Instagram, might be TikTok, could be anywhere, couldn't it? So I put it everywhere. So we're pretty much done. We'll put some little star marks, that's what they've got on there, makes it look sparkly. And then we can just go in and do some little dots. Just makes it look a little bit sort of sparkly, even though it's not. So when you come to actually go over this in pen, you can use those things. You can use gel pens and things to make them look sparkly. Now, what I'm going to do now that I'm happy with it, I am going to go over it, and we're just going to line it. I've got Micron pens. They are 02 and 04. So I'm going to go with quite a thick one for the main outline. And that's all I'm going to do for now. So I don't need to talk. You've already drawn it. You've got it how you want. Off you go. Start lining in. When I do this, I try and do everything in one sweep, because we've done the drawing. We've done any little lines that we need to do. This time it's just going over and getting the perfect line. Don't forget to move it round if you feel you need to. Okay, there might be angles that are awkward for you, so move it around. And also sometimes what I do when I'm doing the final lines is that I change things. I might add things, take things away. It can be like your final decision time. So now what I'm going to do, because it makes it easier on my hand, moving the paper but not moving my hand, turn it on its side, and then you can get a nice rim here of the mug and where the cream joins the mug. Hopefully you can see that. And so I'm going to do the same as I go around and do the outside curves of the cream. I'm actually going to come around, keep my hand in the same place, but I'm moving the paper so I can get some nice clean curves. Hopefully you can see that okay. So the next step was to fill in the marshmallows, wasn't it? So I'm going to go in, I'm going to outline the marshmallows, make sure I've got them in. Sorry if I've just knocked the camera and it's wibbling a bit. Coming in. I am in a new space in my house and it's much better. I've got a lot more light, and the bulbs are daylight bulbs, so it's a really great space to be in, but I've had to reset everything up. It took me quite a while today, but I'm really happy with it, and hopefully I can start to record much lighter, brighter tutorials. So there, I've done the marshmallows. Let's go round, draw in some of the depth lines. Remember I said these just create movement, depth, dimension, whatever word you want to use to describe the fact that we're trying to make it look 3D. Okay, so we're just coming in with curves and lines where you can imagine the curves and lines would be on the cream. Okay, and little ones next to where the marshmallows are, just creates that little bit of movement because it's squidged into the cream. So we've done that. Now it's time to do our hundreds and thousands, which to be honest you didn't have to do in the pencil and go over. You could have just done them with your pen. I think I'm only going to use the 04 because it's quite a big open piece. There's not too much tiny detail, so I'm just going to stick to this size pen. Normally I like to use a 03 but I don't have one, so I've got my 04 out and my 02. I need to stock up on my 03 because I've used them all. Right, good. So now we're going to come up and do the heat waves that are coming off, and this is where you can kind of tidy up any bits that you want to tidy up that you're not happy with. You can add bits in. This is a nice activity just to do in your sketchbook. Just something to do of a night. You can copy along with me. Turn the sound off if you want, if you don't want to hear me. Put your own music on. And it's nice and easy, but it looks really effective when done. Now I am also going to do other videos showing you, once you have drawn it all out, how to paint in watercolours, how to paint in acrylics, how to colour with either markers or coloured pencils, or I may even do both. We'll see. I basically just want to make sure I've done something for everyone, so keep an eye out. Don't forget you can get the downloadables simply by just signing up on the website, or if you look at the community tab, the links are there. You can get them directly there as well, but it would be really good if you subscribe, because then I let you know when the new ones come out and you'll always get them sent by email. So now I'm just going over the front again. You can go over exactly, or you can create your own little patterns. The good thing about this activity is you can make it your own, yeah? It doesn't have to be exactly like what I have done at all. I've missed out that little thing there. Okay, good. So we're going along. And then once we've done this, it's just a matter of rubbing away the pencil, and then you're ready to kind of decorate it however you want. And that's what we're going to do in the next sessions, we're going to, as I say, we're going to watercolour, acrylic, markers, all sorts. So please come along, everybody. See you in the next one.